That is not very good. Hi. It's nice to see you all. The album's out. It's been out for a while. I'm getting pretty good reception. A lot of people like it a lot. I'm excited about that. I wanted to talk a little about life and about the album. I had a really interesting talk with my dad last week, I think, after we got back from a Queensrÿche concert. We just talked about the album and the lyrics and the meaning, and he thought it was really interesting. And in that conversation, I realized that other people might find it interesting to hear me talk about my lyrics too. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to think if there's anything I need to tell you about my life first. I don't think so. I went to prom with Dove. That was fun. It was really great. I enjoyed it a lot. I think mostly because it was just like with Dovey, and Dovey's my favorite person in the whole world, and yeah, that was great. I was in the hospital the day before last. I'm fine. I had to get an MRI done. I'll show a picture of that. Of me looking very displeased in the MRI machine. I've got my sexy little IV scar. Rock on. So, Standing Room Only. I have the track list. I don't have lyrics pulled up, but I think I have them vaguely memorized by now. Okay, song 1 is Refracting Crooked. I wanted to start the album out with another sort of spoken word song, because I did that on Darwin's Finches, which was my first album. I just wanted to continue the trend because a lot of people thought that that was cool. The actual words are an excerpt from actually a book that I wrote called Latchkey. That's fun. If anyone wants to read my book, hit me up, I'll send you the PDF. The actual writing is it's less of a representation of an actual event and more of a feeling described as if it were a thing that actually happened. The experience, and I've written songs about this before, Aren't I Lucky is about this, the experience of being a trans, or for me, gender ambiguous person, while also being attracted to men is very strange. I like girls a lot. There's a lot of songs about girls on this album, and a lot of songs about girls in general, because I'm a lady lover. I'm sorry. What I mean by that is I tend to be attracted to women, but occasionally I find myself attracted to men. And it's always such a strange experience, because I never know if I'm attracted to the man or if I'm envious of him because I want to look like him and be like him, or if I want him to like me and respect me because of my misogyny. I have a lot of really bad internalized misogyny, which is weird because I was raised in a very women strong environment. I went to an all-girls school, and I've known I've liked women since forever. My first ever real crush, where I was like, this is definitely what this is, was when I was 9, I think, maybe 10, and I was like, holy shit. And it didn't really register back then that it was anything wrong, because I wasn't raised in a household that was very gay bad. Then I got into middle school and it was gay bad, and I was like, oh no. But all that to say, I was never raised with any misogyny at all, but I have a lot of it. I think because I was raised in an environment that was so intensely feminine, and I was taught to be very intensely feminine, and I'm not, and I just felt like I did not fit in, and I was like, these girls are so stupid, I hate girly stuff, I'm not a girl, I'm not like other girls. And then I turned 13 and I was like, oh, that's why I'm not like other girls. I just learned to hate femininity, but I don't hate femininity, I don't hate women. I definitely don't hate women. So now I have this internalized misogyny, and I'm very aware of it now. I wasn't before, and I'm trying really hard to get rid of it. But that's kind of what this song circulates around, is that misogyny and that need for men to like me and think I'm attractive and think I'm worthy of their attention. And I just kind of want to be in on the club of men, because men have this way of communicating with each other that sort of infantilizes women. Not all men, but not all men, but a lot of men tend to sort of see women as lesser, even if it's subconscious. The way that I saw women as lesser for a long time because of my internalized misogyny, and something that I'm mostly over now, and girls. But I just wanted to be respected in that way, and I wanted to be able to protect myself, and I wanted to be able to be a man, and that just wasn't how it was, because I wasn't born in that body. And I'm not a man. I thought I was for a while, but I'm not. I don't I don't think. I almost started testosterone, and then I didn't, because there were like a few parts of testosterone that weren't entirely appealing to me, or I wasn't certain on. Like, can't think of anything. Maybe facial hair? I just don't think I'd look very good with facial hair. Hair in general, because you can bald when you start testosterone. I don't think I could pull that off. Everything else seems really good though. I think it's just that I'm resistant to make any permanent changes to my body other than sticking holes in my face. Obviously. Anyway, For Acting Crooked is about the experience of seeing a boy and being like, give me your love and also I want to be in your skin. It's funny with transness, because I've mentioned this before, I don't know on here, but I've had conversations about this before. If I weren't trans or gender fucky myself, I would be confused by it. I don't think I'd be transphobic, because I wasn't transphobic before I knew that I was trans, but I wouldn't understand it, and I think that's because I kind of don't understand it now. And a lot of times when people ask me what gender I am, I say non-binary, but that's not true, because I'm not. I like to say, if this is the gender spectrum, like this is girl, this is boy, or feminine and masculine, or moon and sun, however you want to define it, non-binary people tend to be kind of off, but for me, I'm just like here. Just right in the fucking middle. So starting hormones is nerve-wracking, but right now I'm like all the way over here. I mean, I'm not, because I don't look super feminine. I mean, like I wear makeup sometimes, I wear some dresses, but my hair isn't like, and my clothes aren't, you know, my fucking Cure shirt. I'm dressed like a 15-year-old boy in the 80s, like with my Cure shirt and my khaki shorts. I didn't even realize that, but I totally am. My fucking Casio watch. What the hell am I doing? I'm not anything. I'm all and also nothing, and I just want people to leave me alone. Prove It. I described this on, I'll make the other ones shorter. For Prove It, I described this in like the bio of the song. So originally the song was called The Best. I posted the demo for that fairly recently, and it was just about like being in love with someone for a very long period of time and knowing that I don't feel the same way about you, which is a very universal experience. But this song, specifically Prove It, after I altered it, is about, again, it's a feeling put inside a scenario. So it's the feeling of loving somebody, specifically a straight girl, who has a boyfriend, and knowing that she doesn't love you back because of that, and being so unbelievably frustrated and feeling used and feeling alone. But put inside of the scenario of being at a party, specifically a high school house party, because shit goes down, and interacting with this girl and having the girl's boyfriend like notice that you like her and then be like, y'all should make out because it's hot, and then being like, fine, but just because I'm in love with her, not for you. And so you're like proving that you love her, but it's not the way you want. I think that is just a nice encapsulation of the feeling of being used in a relationship that's platonic, but you want it to be romantic, which has happened to me more times than I'd feel comfortable admitting. Next we have Where We Slept. Yeah, there's a lot of feelings in this one. I was in love with someone for a really long time. When I knew her, I spent all this time trying to be someone that she could like, and I lost myself a little bit, and I became very intense and very sad, and then I realized that I was changing my entire personality and who I was for someone that didn't ever want me and won't ever want me. Yeah, it's not a fun emotion. Turning it around is sort of the way that I chose to phrase changing myself for somebody. I was trying to make myself better for her, but it was not working. Clack Loop doesn't need description. I was just fucking around on GarageBand and I was like, this sounds cool. Like, I couldn't play that again. I don't know what I was doing, but I just recorded it and I was like, Backwoods. Backwoods is a brand of cigarette. That's where the title comes from. But it's also sort of representing like the dingy suburbs of Atlanta, because East Atlanta is being gentrified really intensely right now, but it's also sort of still gross and also suburban a little bit. It's very weird. It's a very sort of surreal space. I liked it when I was younger. It was probably less safe when I was younger, but it wasn't bad. It's just about living in a town that you don't fucking like and being like, I don't want to be here anymore. I called it the depressed sister of the Catskills, I think, because that's what it is. Well, the Catskills is about being away from home and missing it. The Backwoods is about being at home and missing being away. Voice memo, November 2022. I don't remember what I sing about in that. I don't think it's about anything. I think it's just words. I think that's probably why I didn't record it, is I recorded the voice. Stop fucking sawing. Can you hear that? I'm sorry if you can. It's very annoying. Imagine living here. The line, "You swept me away and I want myself back," is one of my favorite lines I've ever written. And I think that's why I included the song for that line specifically, because I just fucking love it. It's sort of the perfect representation of the way that I feel about this specific person that Proof It is written about. Where we slept. Sorry. I fell in love with you and I lost myself. And I want myself back. Give me back to me. Andy is about a theoretical person. Andy is not a real person that I know. It's personifying an emotion. Andy and Livewire have a lot in common because they're about being in love with someone and watching them go through really intense mental health issues and not knowing what the fuck to do. Just feeling hopeless because you have no control over the situation. It's a hard feeling to watch somebody go through something so intense and know that you can't help them anymore. I think that the difference between Andy and Livewire is Andy is being so unbelievably, hopelessly obsessed with somebody that even though you know that they're going crazy a little, you just want them to take you with them. But Livewire is about realizing that you need to let go. I like Andy a lot because of the last few verses, which are, "I'll tie a bind to him that's strong enough to break me. We run the motor and snap the post in half. Thrusting fists and bloody knuckles, I'm the offender and Andy's the ghost of past." Which is a reference... So fucking embarrassed! Which is a reference to the book It by Stephen King. There's a line... There's a line that Bill fucking Denbrough says when he's trying to get over his stutter, and it's like a tongue twister. The line is, "He thrust his fist against the posts and still insists he sees the ghosts." And you hear the word thrust and fists and posts and ghosts. I just wanted to incorporate that because it's not because I'm referencing the book, like the plot of it. I just think that's a great line, and I wrote this when I was reading it. And it is such a long fucking book. It took me, I think, 2 months to read. It's so unbelievably huge and awful. Don't read it. Just don't. But when you're reading a book that big, it sort of becomes your life a little bit. At least if you're me. So it was my life a little, and I was like, I need to incorporate this into a song that I'm writing. That was also the time in my life when I was obsessed with eating raw mushrooms. So I don't know what that was about. I think maybe I was in some sort of vitamin deficient state because it was stripping me of my nutrients and leaving me a hollow husk of a person. And then for Livewire, the bridge, the love I feel for my girl is stronger and more long-term than the disdain that I feel for this thing inside of her, but she's pressed her hand against the stove and her face on the clean pillows and rubbed mascara up and down the sheet. She said she'd change. She said she'd change. She said she'd change. That's fucking cool. I like those words. The end part especially I think is good because the phrase "she said she'd change," change is in context as I repeat it more desperately every time. Well, the lyrics in Livewire I think are probably the ones I'm most proud of. They're not melodic. They're sort of desperate and intense. And I think that's the energy that I wanted to have with the song. And the last song is Voice Memo, I think February 2023. That song was written as like the... What the fuck is my hair doing? That song was written about the scenario that the opener spoken word thing is about. And so I thought I'd do it at the end as like a tie-in because it's similar in its meaning. So if you want to know what that one's about, just go back and watch the first thing where I ramble about gender for like 10 minutes for no fucking reason. Yeah, standing room only, no posers allowed. And you'll kick them out if they try. Cool boys, cool guys who do cool shit and do fun fucking wear their fucking Cure shirts and don't have boobs. I'm getting top surgery soon, I think. I hope. You can't get it before you're 18. You can get it before you're 18, but you can't get insurance and we can't fucking pay for top surgery out of pocket. But I'll be 18 soon-ish. Soon. I'm gonna post the fattest fucking top surgery video when I get it done. This is gonna be chest out, big ass scars on display, scabby, fucking bruised nipples just fucking flashed at the lens. I'm so pumped. I'm so excited. Yeah, this is not very good. It tastes a little bit like armpit. So if you're in the market for some nice armpit, boy do I have the beverage for you. Yeah, that's standing room only. Working on new music. Again, I've been having some health issues, MRI, and some busy fucking school issues. But I have new music written, so that should be coming out at a point. It's nice to see you guys. Metaphorically. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed the album. My skin looks dry. Bye.